Catherine McKenna is planning to spend $25,000 just to study the idea of creating a Facebook chatbot to scare our teenagers about climate change. And we have the exclusive documents to prove it. After spending the last few weeks blaming my plastic straws out here in Alberta for bunging up the blowholes of dolphins in Japan or something, Catherine McKenna and the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change have moved on to their next embarrassing project. Now they want to use AI tools to talk to other people's kids on Facebook about deadly climate change because that is not weird or anything. And we found this all out through yet another access to information investigation. Let's go back a little bit though for a little history. Remember a little while ago when we covered how Catherine McKenna wanted to create a Government of Canada weather app? If you're a normal person who uses their smartphone on a somewhat regular basis, you would of course recognize that this is crazy and redundant and a total waste of money since there are a million other weather apps out there that actually already use Environment Canada data. The problem is, what all those other apps do is just give you the straight weather, the straight science, the straight conditions. They'll tell you what the temperature is going to be, whether it's going to be windy or cloudy or whatever, so you can decide if you should maybe bring a jacket with you, that kind of stuff. But those apps don't effectively scaremonger you about climate change. All those other apps prepare you for your day, but they don't make you feel bad about your SUV. And so, of course, the Government of Canada just couldn't have you walking around feeling unguilty about your lifestyle all day. They wanted an app for that. Now the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change is spending $25,000 to study the development of a weather chatbot that uses intelligent messaging through Facebook Messenger. And the government readily admits that this is not just to give us straight weather information, because as I said before, there are a million other apps that do that and do that well. No, right here under purpose, it says, this is to provide information on the use of intelligent messaging to disseminate weather-related and climate change information through a chatbot on Facebook Messenger. Get that? And climate change. And it's interesting that even the government under issues admits that their idea is pretty darn redundant. Some partners and competitors, for example, Weather Network, Yahoo, and native mobile weather apps are currently using Environment and Climate Change Canada's weather data to serve selected needs of Canadians by offering them more immediate information at the time and place when they want it. But the government says their chatbot would present an opportunity to provide Canadians more authoritative and timely weather data through the chatbot. Translation for normal people, they'll also nag you about climate change. Oh, and according to these documents, the government is working directly with Facebook to develop this chatbot right here. Facebook Canada has been consulted. Oh boy, I'm sure that wasn't exactly cheap. Facebook would provide support for the concept and development of this product. You know Facebook, right? The company that Justin Trudeau has told he will regulate if they don't crack down on what Justin Trudeau determines to be fake news well in advance of the next election. Facebook, the company that routinely collaborates and colludes with other social media networks to censor conservative content. Facebook, the company that routinely shuts down the pages of moderate Muslims who call for reform in the Arab world. Yeah, that Facebook. How can this go wrong? Anyway, it's pretty clear that the government is targeting kids because the articles they cite in this information to the deputy minister document talks about how text messaging is the dominant form of communication among teenagers. Here, let me save Catherine McKenna $25,000 on a study right now. Kids are not really on Facebook. A breakdown of US Facebook users, which is probably pretty similar to Canadian use, shows that fewer than 10% of US users are age 17 years and younger, and even fewer are 65 or older, but 65% are 35 and older. Facebook is where your mother-in-law has pictures of her dog and pictures of the grandkids doing that thing that literally every other grandkid on the planet does, but she's super proud of them anyway. That's what Facebook is all about. Oh, and recipes. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's how young people view Facebook too. And while my 3 children are not the greatest sampling size, I asked them, and the last thing they want to do on social media is talk to the government about the weather. But this latest creepy chatbot fiasco is really nothing new for Catherine McKenna. She so desperately wants to be the hippest minister in cabinet, but she always ends up coming off a little like this guy.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Catherine McKenna is really obsessed with social media, and she's very willing to spend a lot of taxpayer money on it. We know through other access to information investigations that she has at least 24 staff who are involved in managing and preparing her social media posts, which is really, really quite pathetic given the number of social media gaffes she has on a near daily basis. There was that time that she tweeted out a picture of a puffin to wish us all Happy Penguin Day, whatever that is. And then there was a time she thanked Syria for their commitment to fighting climate change. I suppose if you gas enough of your citizens, they aren't emitting CO2. So I don't know, I guess there's that. And then there was that time that McKenna thought the Olympics were being held in North Korea. I mean, the gaffes, they literally go on and on and on. Catherine McKenna and her plans to use Facebook and weather apps to brainwash other people's kids, even after your kids have spent the whole day being brainwashed at school, are just a symptom of a greater government sickness. That sickness is they are just so desperate to want to be the cool kids doing cool stuff on social media, and we all have to pay for their petty vanity. Last year, Conservative MP Michelle Rempel uncovered through access to information that the Government of Canada had spent $16,000 on custom Snapchat filters. One filter created for the Department of Canadian Heritage cost $10,000 US, but was only used 859 times. It is high time the Liberals learned you can't buy cool, no matter how much taxpayer money you spend on it. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. Did you know that we have a new Rebel Media mobile app? Don't worry, the taxpayer didn't pay for it. It was crowdfunded. It's available on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Download it, give it a whirl, give us some feedback, and take the other side of the story with you wherever you go.